I hear that, but start it right now and I can edit and cut it out. Starting three, two, one. YouTube for kids. Kids, technology, kids and phones. It's been quite the conundrum when you think about it, our kids, should kids have a phone, and or how much of technology should kids do. You see the extremes on both ends. You see technology being treated as the babysitter, or you see no technology at all cut out, and they get treated like driving a car. No phone or no this device until you're of age, whatever the age that may be. And I think the balance in between the babysitter for the kid or cut it out entirely for the kid, I think there's a balance when I think about, when I see in all my experiences. Now, of course, me as a millennial, I grew up going outside, no phones and everything. But I'm gonna like talk about a few things like what I've seen, and I know I know they're not hard to find. I know you're aware, but all these things like YouTube can be a great place. It can be a scary place too. I am not denying that it can be a great or scary place. It's a both and there's ways to mitigate the scary place for the kids. If you want to like say you can only watch these certain things on YouTube and that's it, there's a tool to do that. There's a way you can go in and it's YouTube for kids. You can create a kid account. I had this for the internet in the early infancy age of the internet, 95, 96. AOL, remember screeching dial-up. Shout out, dial-up, 28K, 14.4. If you were like, had enough money in the family to get the 56 or was there another one like 50? Shout out in the comments, like what was the highest dial-up speed? What was the highest dial-up speed anyone had? And if you had money, more money you had, the faster the internet you had. But anyway, shout out that, going to the AOL thing. It was a kid account you created, and that was done for the internet when it was made available to families, to consumers. The internet was made available while we're popping in AOL, and families had an AOL account, and then they created a kid account for their kids, which limited them to certain things only. You can't do this. You can't go into chats. You can't get certain emails. Maybe you can't do emails, something like that. Like whatever, and the parents would have total control over that. So this was going back as millennial days, and this is like the birth of the internet, but it's relating to today. It's the phones. It's the evolution of the internet today with phones, whatever new device they may come out with that may or may not get inserted into your body. Because right now, gratefully enough, the phone, no matter how addicting it is, you can leave your phone behind still. There may come a day where you make a choice and that device is implanted in you, but that's down the line. That's the future. We're here in the right now with the phone still detached from us. We're not I'm not talking about now. Maybe with the idea of Neuralink, maybe that is a better conversation for Neuralink, to have guidelines, regulation on Neuralink. But going back to the phone conversation, the phone conversation should the kids have phones? I think yes, with regulation. I totally 100% think a kid should have phone. You can set time restrictions. It'll turn off and not be able to be used. Like if the kid goes on, say 30 minutes and your time's done, there's no, I'm gonna take the phone away. I mean, that can be done too. That's a more physical, more person engaging way of handling it. But like you can set it up to say, don't let this code unlock, or don't let this unlock after 30 minutes of use or an hour of use, however much time you want to use during the day. And you can limit the phone use that way. You can still allow it. This also teaches the kid to say, prioritize. I only have this much time on this phone, so I want to do this before my time runs out. It teaches your kids prioritization. Don't just go on and waste endless hours of time doing something like doom scrolling. It teaches them ways to handle time killing, or filling of time. Teaching them, don't just fill time, use your time wisely, because you only have this amount of time on the phone. It teaches them prioritization of technology devices. And when you're doing these things with YouTube Kids, Facebook Messenger had this on, like, a lot of people, like, Facebook seems to be like a retirement home these days. That's what I've been hearing. Facebook is a retirement home. But like, I wanted to do this talk on this video it is a great subject when it comes to kids and technology. Yes, it's good. There's so much that they need to learn, and then once they learn, it can be opened up for them. But you have all that control. Yes, it can be hacked. It can be, if the kid gets smart and says, I'm gonna figure out a code to say, let's bypass this. Things can be bypassed, yeah, but that's getting a little more advanced. Maybe for a different video, and advanced on, like, what if the kid figures this out. But anyway, YouTube for Kids, Facebook Messenger, now certain platforms don't really have it, but you have a setting. It takes a little more technical setup, but you have in your router, you can set times for ports you can figure out the kids' devices of their MAC addresses, their IP addresses, say, all right, after this use for this MAC address, no more for the day. Or you can just manually go and AT&T has a thing where you can just, they advertise it one day in one of their commercials. You go to an app, all these kids and families using the internet, and all of a sudden the mom or dad takes up their phone and decides this app and says, taps the button and says, no more. As my dog's going crazy here. Taps the button, says, oh, it's off. They would one tap of a button in this, I don't know if one of the internet providers apps, if one tap of the button kills the internet. Could be the entire internet for the house, or it could be you could kill it for one device. So you have manual control. You say, all right, stop. I'm gonna shut your device off. No more. If you keep this up, I'm gonna shut your device off. There's ways, like, that's what used to happen in the old world when we were growing up, without the internet, without tech. If you keep doing this, I'm gonna take this away. Well, you can do that with technology too. If you keep doing this, your internet will be turned off. And it's just another way to, like, maybe have authority over your kids too. And if you're just completely rolling out technology, you lose that teaching method, teaching tool. You lose that to, like, okay, if they're doing something like it, teach them how to use it. Teach them when there's a time and place for everything. Teach them when and how to use it. That's always my stance on using the tools of these technology tools now. Education, teach them how to use it the right way instead of just letting them go. I mean, they may fall into something if they just go willy-nilly unregulated, but if you're teaching them, like, say, okay, if you learn this, what did you learn from this or whatever, and engage with them what they weren't watching too. And then your time limits, content limits. What else? I'm sure there's other limits you can, engagement limits, connection limits, if you want to allow subscribers for them or something like that, or followers. You can turn, like, I'm sure it's all dynamic. You can turn all that off without, like, looking actually into it itself. I'm just doing this talking head, but that's my take on technology and kids, YouTube Kids, and all that. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Share, like, subscribe, comment below. How can I support you in your tech journey, your tech needs, your tools? As me, I'm sitting in the yard with a talking head video on talking about YouTube for kids, YouTube tech for kids, phone for kids, internet for kids, and how we can let them on it, restrictions and all, and teaching them without just saying flat out, no, we don't want to allow this at all. And I hope you like this video. Stay tuned for my next video that I'll be doing next. And as always, I'll be in the comments looking for you, and I'll see you then.